It's been a couple of months and I decided to move to New Jersey. Instead of living in California, I decided to move to New Jersey. I want something different. So yeah, my first day at high school in New Jersey starts tomorrow. I already booked me high school to go to, so yeah. Here I am in New Jersey. I guess let's chill here, watch YouTube I guess, and smoke some weed until tomorrow. My first day at high school in New Jersey.
Yo, my God, yo.
I can't believe it, I'm in New Jersey. And Jade, she went back to Australia, where I live in America for now. Maybe in the future I decide to go back, like I did before. But for now, I live in America for now. So,
What is up, explorers? We are here right now in Fall River, Massachusetts at the Oak Grove Cemetery, and we're here at the Borden gravestone. Their whole entire family is buried here. That includes Lizzie Borden. Today's video is going to be about the Lizzie Borden murder case. We're going to be going into the Lizzie Borden house, doing a ghost investigation there, and we wanted to start the video off here at the gravestone where they're all buried. That includes Andrew Borden and Abby Borden that was axe-murdered in the house that we're going to be going into. And the thing is, no one knows who did it. Everyone speculates that Lizzie Borden actually murdered their own parents. Is it true? We don't know. But in today's video, we're going to be investigating, and we're going to try to prove and find out what happened to Andrew and Abby Borden by contacting them. Or maybe even Lizzie Borden. If we can contact her, that'd be insane. But what is going to make this video different from every other video on the whole case is that we have Seth Borden, who is related to them, who's joining us today. Obviously, Cinematic Seth, guys, you guys all know him. He's in all our Beyond the Dark videos. He's actually related to them. So maybe this is going to help us and trying to contact them. Join us, guys. This is going to be a great Beyond the Dark case. Let's do this. Now, guys, this is insane. So, this is Lizzie Borden's gravestone right here. And Seth is the one who's recording right now. Seth, what does this mean? Why is there money on the gravestone? What does that mean?
So, even though people think that she's a killer, some people do truly respect her and respect the family. So it's kind of just like a good luck thing to just leave the pennies there.
Yeah, this whole case is insane, guys. Like, they don't even know, they have no evidence to actually prove that Lizzie Borden murdered them. A lot of people think it's an inside job that has something to do with their, like family members and their uncles. So we're going to get into the house now. We're going to find out more on the story and try to make our own speculations. Could be conspiracy, but we're going to try to guess and try to figure out and paranormal investigate, guys. We're super excited. Let's go!
In a minute, I'll show you around my house where I bought.
Alright, guys, after driving, we made it here. It's only 1.5 miles away from the actual cemetery.
My house in
the
California.
back of the Lizzie Borden house right now. Look at this house, dude. It's like a faded, like a green. And then here's, when you book tours, you come through here first. You might have to sign away, I'm not sure. This looks like the tourist section, and that's the legit house. Now, before we start this whole video, I just want to say I have a brand new channel called Exploring Beyond the Dark.
Here is the balcony, as you can see. Dinner table, kitchen, the lounge room, and then, of course, up here, bathroom, and balcony. No, the backyard, actually, not the balcony. And then up here is my room. This is a one-bedroom house. And then the view of New Jersey. So, yeah. Okay, I showed you around, so yeah. Let's press play, guys.
If you like podcasts, if you like scary stories, but real stories, if you like murder cases, unsolved cases, things like that, that is what that whole channel is about, and it takes place in pretty much my Beyond the Dark kind of realm, and I made a whole brand on it, and it's a whole new channel. Link in the description down below, guys. Check it out. Seriously, if you want to support it, it means a lot. Dude, the first thing I see is this cat, an all-black cat in the window. Hi, kitty. Wow. So these guys just rolled up in the Punisher car. There's a Punisher symbol in the back. That is John Huntington and Corey from the Conjuring house. Yeah, you know, our crew is pretty badass. We have the best crew, and it's the best crew. That's it. It's just the best crew. We got the Conjuring house owners here.
I can't
We got
believe
Seth
it.
Bornos
I'm in
related
New
to the girl
Jersey.
here. Dude, we have the best exploring ghost crew ever. I just like how you guys roll up with like the haunted license plate. Fresh. And then the Punisher symbol. Dude,
I might go back every now and then to see California, but
Some say it is, some say it isn't.
I have to
What do you think, though?
catch a bus there.
Haunted or not? Everything's haunted. Yeah. So what is that? What was the thing you want to do then with the black light?
Because California and New Jersey is
like a
far
section that's
away
roped off. They
from
gave
each
us access
other,
to it, a while
so
back, and you can
yeah,
actually see like the blood
they're
stains
not
on the
close
floorboards
together,
from where Andrew
far
Gordon
away.
got whacked on the
New Jersey and
Dang,
California.
I wish we
New
seen
Jersey's next to New York City, if you can't tell. So yeah. Well, California is on the opposite side of New Jersey. So yeah, it took me a while to get here from a bus.
Guys, in my ghost investigation, I have one huge bag full of all my ghost gear, and then I got my regular bag, which has all my regular gear. This is how it always is. That's why it takes a lot of manpower, a lot of people.
Because you're not just sick.
Yeah.
The image is just unbelievable.
They had bones just dropped on the floor, skull bones.
That's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
And that stuff is mourning. It's mourning jewelry that was made from human hair of a deceased loved one.
Jeez.
That's what things like that were done back in those times.
They were so morbid back then.
It was. Really morbid. Things they did. Can you imagine something like that being done today?
Never.
Roll into court and placing it on the table?
Yeah, it just won't happen.
I know, right? All right, and if you want, I'll take you to the sitting area where Mr. Boyle was killed.
There we go. This is the prime spot.
Yeah, the winner.
Yeah.
The main room right here.
Okay, so this is where Mr. Borden was killed. Now, he left for work around 9 o'clock. John Moss, the uncle, left a little bit after him. Now, the only people here were Lizzie, Bridget Sullivan, the maid, and Mrs. Borden. Bridget was told to clean the windows inside and out, so she did. Now, remember they got sick from that mutton? Well, Mr. Borden came home sick, very sick, and hours early. Lizzie stated when he came in, he went into the dining room, he grabbed his letters off the table, then he came over here and took this key that's in plain sight, and I'll tell you why when we get upstairs. He took the key, went upstairs to his bedroom, he came back down. Lizzie said he put the key back, he sat on the sofa, he
So here
removed
I
his
am
shoes,
at
and he
New
laid down
Jersey.
for a nap. So, now if you look at the crime scene footage, you can see his shoes are still on, and it doesn't look like he was laying down for a nap. It looks like he just fell over, right?
That's
Now,
so graphic.
look closely, you can see his jacket is rolled up underneath his head, which Mr. Borden would have never did that.
Right there.
He was very proper, very elegant. He would hang his jacket up. He would not do that.
Yeah.
I think somebody placed that there out of remorse.
Right out of the gate, Lizzie's story about taking his shoes off and laying down for a nap
Is already wrong.
Yes.
So that's
Now, let me explain why she said that. After I tell you, they asked her where she was. She said she was in the barn, she was eating croquettes, and she was looking for some lead to make some sinkers for a fishing trip, which she did quite often, but her story changed a little.
But
She
I
said she was
won't
in the
go
barn
back to
looking for some tape to
California
fix a broken screen.
every
They
day.
didn't find a broken
Check
screen.
up on my
But what
house.
people don't know is before
Because,
Lizzie's
you know,
statement to the police or any
New
of the
Jersey
testimonies,
and
anything,
California
she
is
was given
far
nothing
from
by
apart.
Dr. Bowen before she
So,
said anything. So no wonder why her story
yeah,
was
it'll
all
be
jumbled
too
up and fast.
expensive
She was all drugged up,
for
so she
me.
didn't know what she was saying. So that's why her story got changed. Now, the hatchet. There's a photo of the hatchet. The hatchet that was
yeah.
found just like that. It was found in the basement in a box of old tools, in plain sight, not hidden. Well, the reason they took it because it was the only hatchet found in the house. Well, the hatchet had some red stains on it and hair, so they took it. The red stains happened to be rust, and the hair was from a cow. So that, and remember now, that didn't fit the
Yeah,
wounds of the
here I
skull,
am at
so
New Jersey.
that was never to be proven the actual weapon. but they still have it today as Lizzie Borden's murder weapon, and it was never to be proven the actual weapon. Pretty crazy, right?
So no one knows what murder weapon was even used to this day.
A lot of this is just a huge mystery.
And we'll go this way, and I'll explain it here. Now, these photos are part of the crime scene photos, pretty much. This is this hallway, August 4th, 1892. You can see the door is still the same, except for the mail slot we added to the door. And then the one below, right here. This is where we are, the second house on the left sticking out. You see how close?
Oh yeah, right there.
Yes. Yep.
That's a real photo from that time?
Yep.
Dude, it's pretty much the same exact house.
Yeah.
Like the same model.
Yep, same thing. And that
Not
is the
changed
side
much.
entrance we came in.
Oh yeah.
It was all grass and dirt, yeah.
Yeah, there's no parking lot there. That's cool.
Crazy, right?
It is nice.
And that is the front of the house. That's how it looks with the big tree. And then on this hat rack right there, that lady in that photo, that is Mrs. Churchill. Well, Mrs. Churchill was like a nosy neighbor type. She had a lot to say in court. She seen Lizzie out on that side porch crying hysterically. So she said, Lizzie, what's wrong? Lizzie said, someone's killed my father. Please come in. So Mrs. Churchill came in. Well, Mrs. Churchill says to Lizzie, well, where's your mother? She says, I think I heard her upstairs. Maggie, go check. She would call Bridget Maggie. So, of course, Bridget testifies in court. I'm not going upstairs alone. The murderer's probably still in the house, and there's a dead body on the sofa. So Mrs. Churchill says, I'll go with you. They both walked up the stairs together, probably about to the 7th or 8th step. When you can see directly over the landing, you'll see how easy it was to see her body laying there, because the bed's like this high off the ground, and she was killed between the dresser and the bed. And they ran down and said she's dead. So if you want to follow me upstairs. So, this was the Borden's guest bedroom. But first, remember Mr. Trafton lived here? This was Mr. Trafton's fireplace behind the bed. Mr. Borden didn't want a fireplace, so he literally would push the bed against it, which is pretty strange. Okay, so, the reason Mrs. Borden was up here in the guest room, she was making the bed. After John Morse, the uncle, had
Of
left.
course,
There's a photo
you
of John
too.
Morse right behind you.
I'm talking out of character for a second. Of course, YouTube wasn't around back when I was in school, but my younger self, if it was, or was it around? Yeah, it was, but most of the YouTubers that I watch today, they wasn't around back then, or I never heard of them when I was in school. So that's why I'm watching them, because I bet my younger self will watch these YouTubers. So if my younger self have heard of these people.
Well, that was
So I'm going to character now.
He looks like a killer.
He looks, doesn't he remind you like Abe Lincoln and Walter?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Mrs. Borden was making the bed. She definitely knew her attacker. She had no defensive wounds whatsoever on her. Now, mind you, Mrs. Borden was 207 pounds and she was 5'6". Now, this space is pretty small, right? She was hit to the side of the head and it spun her around and she fell flat right here. Now, if you look at these photos, she was hit once between the shoulder blades. It went in 4 inches deep. You know, see how tight that space is? The person who did this had to be pretty tall, if you ask me. Because you'd have to straddle her to hit her the way she was hit. She got hit another 18 times in the back of the head. Now, isn't that crazy?
It's weird how we're standing exactly where she died right now as we speak.
Yeah.
That
Now,
just
whoever did this
weirds me
didn't
out.
miss. Either. Did not miss. That's what makes this suspicious. Now, that photo right there, if you look at that, you can see Mrs. Borden's blood's already coagulated around her head. She's dried, ice cold, not bleeding anymore. She was killed an hour and a half before Mr. Borden got
I
home.
can't wait until I go to New Jersey High School.
So, I think the murder was done. Mr. Borden wasn't supposed to die that day. But he came home throwing up sick, remember?
That's true.
Yes, so see, I think whoever did this had plenty of time to plan a break-in gone wrong or something, right? Now, my theory, John Morse, he was 6'2". This person who did this did not miss. Well, take a guess what he did for a living. He was a butcher.
Damn.
So, but that's nothing. They asked him where he was at the time of the murders. He said that he was over on Bassett Street visiting his nephew.
That's Main Street here?
That was about 5 minutes from here.
Yeah.
trolley that day, he remembered 6 Irish priests, first and last names, their cap numbers and sash numbers on the trolley that day. Irish priests. Now, the Irish and English didn't get along back in the Victorian era. They didn't speak. They actually walked on opposite sides of the street. So for him to have an alibi that airtight is just nuts, right?
Wait, so how did you remember 6 people's names?
Exactly, let alone their sash numbers they had and the cap numbers.
It's almost like, so he already planned, yeah, he studied and planned things.
Studied your plans, right? Because you figure that it was the perfect murder day. The police department was gone that day.
Yeah.
I mean, he shows up now. He had to memorize that to a T. That's a little strange.
Yeah, you don't remember 6 freaking
No,
names.
6 of them. I can see 1, but 6.
Yeah.
Their first and last names and their cap numbers and the sash numbers.
That's
a little
insane.
bit nuts.
So my younger self would,
You need
you know,
photographic memory to do that.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
crazy,
Yeah.
right?
So
It's
going
a
to
little bit
California.
nuts, yeah. So I think he's definitely suspicious to me, but some people don't think so.
Murderer.
This photo.
Guys, Seth just pointed this out. This is the first crime scene photo to ever be taken in the entire United
Yeah,
States.
and you can
Right
see the
there.
reflection of the camera in the mirror that took the photo.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's this
I
right
can't
here.
wait to
This
do my first
mirror
day at
right
high
here.
school
It's
in New
so weird. Is this
Jersey.
the same exact mirror though?
I'm
It's
happy
actually a
I'm going to
replica,
New
right?
Jersey high school.
But and I like how you guys really, yeah, it looked
Yes,
the same
it's
idea, really.
It's actually the same way it was.
Dude, with the camera shaking right here, the girl's dead. It's just weird.
Isn't it strange?
Yeah.
It's just so insane. Yeah, it's definitely really crazy. Now, this dress right here, Elizabeth Montgomery wore this actual dress. She played Lizzie in The Legend of Lizzie Borden. There's a picture of her. She wore this during the verdict, which is cool because this is the actual one she wore, which is nice that we have that.
Oh, that's the real
Yes,
dress?
that is the real dress.
Oh, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yep.
Dang, I wonder if she gave it to you guys, or?
Yep, she did donate it here, and here's the tag right here. Yep, she wore it during the verdict of the movie. That was the 1975 film.
Like what I was telling you before, because I just remembered this. Back to the Morse and the Borden family. So, obviously their mother, the birth mother, was a Morse.
Yes.
And then I remember telling you that there was a member of the Morse family
Yes.
who married my
Yes,
parents.
you were telling me that.
It's so weird. So when my parents got married,
That's
obviously
so
my
weird.
dad's a Borden. The guy who married them, Reverend Morse, is related to that Morse
That's
family.
so strange.
That's going on, Sam. And then
That's
you were telling me something about Elizabeth Montgomery's relation.
Yes.
That I might possibly be related to
Right,
her.
because after she did the movie, she
Guess what?
found
Pause
out.
it. And head to bed. Wake up morning for my first day at New Jersey high school. Let's head to bed. Wake up in the morning. It's 5 a.m. So, yeah. Let's head to my first day at high school in New Jersey. My high school should be down here, so let's head there, I guess. Here we are at New Jersey High School. I guess let's chill around here. Smoke some weed and yeah, do the normal shit. Okay, cool. The Oval. Okay, let's chill under here. At Redcliffe Special School in Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia, we don't have under here. So yeah, I guess it's only America thing. So yeah, let's chill here and wait until the class starts, I guess.
That would be difficult, right?
Yeah.
That's awful, huh? Okay, so remember now, Mr. Borden, when he came home from work, he came upstairs to his bedroom. The only reason he didn't see his wife laying there dead because he never used that set of stairs. So there was no way he could have seen her laying there dead. There's a back set of stairs that I'll show you that he used every day.
I can see him going from the kitchen up those stairs
Yep,
regardless.
that's the
After
stairs.
a day at work, you're sick. I can see that.
Because he couldn't get to his room. This was Lizzie's room and that was Emma's room right there.
Okay.
And behind this door.
School starts, so let's pull out my joint and head to, okay, cool, the cafeteria. Nice. My first class for the day, it's up here. Good morning, class. Today with a new student. Introduce yourself. Hi, my name is James and I was originally from Australia, but then I decided to move to California. No, before that I was from Australia. I decided to move to New York. Couple months later, I decided to move back to Australia and then California. Couple months later, I decided to move to New Jersey. Here I am. So yeah, I'm gonna go sit down now. Course dismissed. Cool. My second class should be this one here. Good morning, class. Class dismissed. Cool. My last class until the first break. Good morning, class. Class dismissed. Have fun at break. Cool. Hell yeah, dude. Let's chill. Let's chill down here. Let's chill in the oval. Why not? Let's chill over here, my dude. New Jersey High School. Actually, instead, let's chill here instead of, you know.
Is Mr. Borden's bedroom, but he had this nailed shut permanently when he bought the house, so they never used the store. This is their birth mother, Sarah Moss, and that is Emma. Her brother is John Moss. She died when Lizzie was 2.5 from a uterine infection. She got very sick and died. And that's Lizzie in her 20s there.
It's like one of the most famous pictures of her right there.
Yeah, I know, right? You see that one everywhere.
Yeah.
And now, if you look in that cabinet, if you look behind the creepy doll, there's a book with the initials LAB. Lizzie Andrew Borden, she did initial every book she read, which is interesting.
That is.
The ones in plastic on the second shelf are also the ones she initialed.
All of those ones in plastic right there?
Yeah.
Has her actual initials on it.
Isn't that cool?
That is super cool.
Yeah.
And then there's prussic acid over here. There's a story behind that, guys. There's like we said, there's just so many people that go into this. I'm surprised you guys have this well documented. So.
Yes. This right here is Sarah Moss Borden. She was Lizzie and Emma's birth mother.
Right.
They got married on Christmas Eve. Yeah, her and Mr. Borden. So yes, so isn't that interesting? Yes. And now this was Emma's room, but first when Mr. Borden bought the home, Emma being the older sister, she got the bigger room. But Lizzie ended up going on a trip to Europe, so she spent her money buying souvenirs, dresses. She had no room in here, so Emma switched rooms. So this was Lizzie's room at the time of her death, the parents' death. Yes, so which is nice because that room is like a jail cell.
Oh wow, yeah,
It's really cool though if you look at it.
Hey, go!
I know, right? Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it's the
Best
best.
one looking in the house.
Yeah, at least you had that.
I know, right? And those are pictures of Emma child on the dresser. Terrible poor thing.
Dude, so how many times do you tell this story?
Over and over
Thousands.
and over.
You must hate it. I don't know. It's a lot, huh?
Yeah, over and over, so it's like memorized.
Yeah.
Just constantly,
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
Now, this room right here, that was Mrs. Borden's dress closet.
This was her
Yeah,
dress closet?
we added plus bed.
Oh, okay.
So we added the bed. She had her dresses in there. Also, there was a desk and a safe in there. So, remember that key now that was downstairs? That key went to this door right here. Mr. Borden would use these stairs every day. He would come up these stairs. He'd lock the door. Now, the reason he would lock the door, we'd close it. Now, the reason for that, in plain sight, the key was left because a year before the murders took place, the house was broken into in broad daylight. Mr. and Mrs. Borden were at their Swansea home in the summer. Well, they find out now the only things taken from the house were Mrs. Borden's jewelry, her trolley tickets, and some cash. Did an investigation. Well, a young man had the trolley tickets on him, and he said Lizzie gave them to him. Lizzie also had a warrant for her arrest for going into local shops and walking out with stuff like it was no big deal. So, I think she did that out of spite to piss Mr. Borden off.
Yeah.
Because she had the money to do it, buy the stuff, but she didn't. So he had to make deals with the shopkeepers saying, if Lizzie takes anything, write it down. I'll settle up with you later on. Don't call the police. Yes. So I think she did that out of spite to get his attention. So that's a little creepy, right? Now, want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
This picture right here is Mr. Borden. Same one downstairs. This change right here, this has been going on for a while. This gets filled up with change and money because people put that there because they're afraid that Mr. Borden's spirit follow them home if they don't leave him.
I don't know about that. But
Servants, some people always put a penny or something. Don't stay here, don't follow us home. Yeah. Now, let me show you some more pictures. Oh, in the bathroom here, this was Mr. Borden's dressing room, his closet with all his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, so this wasn't a bathroom
No,
originally.
it wasn't in a bathroom. There was none in the house. Yeah. That was James Cloud also. And now these photos over here, this is Abby Borden. She was in her 30s here. Now this older lady right here, this is Abby Whitehead Potter. She was the niece of Abby Borden. She was 7 years old at the time of their deaths. Yeah. And these two photos right here, that's Abraham Borden, the top photo. That was Mr. Borden's father. And that is the A.J. Borden building, one of Mr. Borden's companies, which is cool because it's still there today, that building.
Dang.
Yeah.
He pretty much ran Fall River.
Oh, yeah, he did. I mean...
He's a kingpin, man. Yeah. He ran.
Yeah, he did. But yes, so, all right, let me show you that picture too. That is Abby Borden. She was 37 years old when she married Mr. Borden. Pretty late in age to get married, so she was like known as an old spinster. She was never married before, never had her own children, and this would have been the wedding dress of that time period right here. Yeah.
Is that original or?
Yes, that's from that time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll go upstairs to Bridget Sullivan's room.
I didn't even know there was an upstairs.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah?
You're definitely in for a treat.
I thought it was just, yeah.
Oh no, it's creepy up here.
And this would be, I'm assuming the servants would be, right?
Yep, this would be their maid, Bridget Sullivan's room. Right in here.
That whole house is big.
Well, this was creepy. Now, Bridget, she worked for this is Bridget right here. She worked for the Bordens for about 2.5 years. She came over from Ireland. Now, she had no family, no friends, no money, nothing. So the Bordens are pretty much like her lifeline.
Yeah.
Well, she testified for the prosecution, but what she said was she tried to quit 3 times. But Mrs. Borden begged her to stay. Mrs. Borden told her she was afraid of Lizzie and Emma, don't leave me. Imagine that. Now listen to this. The day of the acquittal, Bridget's gone. She takes off. She doesn't even come back to the house after Lizzie was acquitted. She just disappears. 5 years after that, she resurfaced in a small town called Anaconda, Montana, and happens to own a farm and a white picket fence house.
Where'd she get that money then?
Hey, where'd she get the money,
Yeah.
right? I think she was paid off to leave.
Yeah.
Because she had nothing. And right up the day of the acquittal, she just disappears and owns a farm, a house.
This is all a huge setup, man.
It is. It had, I mean, you figure, look, had to see everything.
Yeah.
She had to see everything.
She has to hear everything, because she's here.
Oh, yes. And working for a family back then, you can't even say their names, let alone anything that goes on in that house, you know?
Yeah.
a little creepy. Now, Bridget, there's more photos over here, Bridget. This is Bridget at an older age right here. Now, this is also Bridget. Now, a while ago when I was doing my tour, I probably showed you the picture.
You did.
I said, this is Bridget, believe it or not. She does look like a man, but no offense, Bridget, now. This is John Sullivan. Yes, that's John Sullivan. No relation to her, but she did marry a Sullivan. And now, when I said that about Bridget looking like a man, no offense, Bridget, I ended up getting gouged down the back of my leg.
No way.
Swear to God, and it scared the crap out of me. That was the back of my leg.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
She got you.
That's bad. That was nuts. It scared the shit out of me because I was actually walking into the gift shop and it started to burn, and I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I looked at my leg and I'm like, nuts, the hell? But yes, nuts, right? Okay, now let me take you out here. Now, see this door? Mr. Borden built this actual door. He had Bridget close this door every time she came upstairs. She wanted the door closed. He wanted it closed. He didn't want his heat coming up here. If you notice, there's no radiators up here.
Yeah.
So she had to keep the door closed at all times. Now, the rest of the house, the Bordens had all jumbled up storage, you know, like an attic space. I'm going to tell you a creepy story in this room over here.
I like creepy stories.
Okay. This room is very creepy. You see the toy box over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason we have that toy box, as you know, the house is haunted. Well, there is said to be little girl spirits that come and play with the toys. Now, 40 years before the murders took place, this house next door from us, a Borden lived there, and it happened to be Mr. Borden's uncle. Well, he had a daughter that had a wife that had 3 daughters of her own. Well, she took her daughters behind the house in the well and drowned them. She went in the basement and slit her own throat. Yes.
Yeah, it's documented?
So, yes, that's documented.
So it's real?
Yes, it is. So, those little girls do come up here and play with those toys, like this thing doll that does not belong there. I did not put that there, and I swear to God.
Hold on. Do you think this place is haunted?
A little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
And a psychic did come up here, and she said she seen a little girl sitting on that sofa, and she was crying. So
Wow.
little girl spirits that do play up here, they don't know they're dead. Like the other day, I was up here shutting the lights down. I did a night tour. I was on the second floor, and I came. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And as I'm some like running back and forth, so I came up here to check, and it stopped. So this place is haunted.
That's good to know for tonight.
You've seen the toys from this toy chest like scattered in all the rooms.
Yes, I came up here one day. The ball was out here.
From our last video.
Right.
Yes, the toys do go everywhere they want to go. And trust me, that ball's usually in the other room. The toys are out of the box. Sometimes I gotta put them back, like that doll. I do not know why that doll is there because the toys are never out of the box. Like I did my day tour today, that doll was not there on my tour. So
There we
there you
go.
go. Up here is really active. So
Yeah.
if you, I mean,
That's
up here
good
is
to know.
very, very active. Yeah, she definitely has to investigate up here because up here is the most active in the whole house.
Okay.
A lot of tea, you get a lot of, you feel a lot of like.
Yeah, energy.
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure in your
You
chest.
can feel the difference in the energy up here,
Okay.
absolutely, yes. So it is definitely worth coming up here and placing something
Right.
here or there, you know, and
See if it moves.
yes, definitely, yeah. Okay, let me turn this on. Now, this room right here, like I said, we set it up for the bed and breakfast, but the funny thing is that closet over there, it's kind of like a hatch, an exit hatch. Well, this door does open and close, sometimes by itself. Yeah, it stays like this open, but as I come up the stairs, sometimes the door is going like this.
By itself?
By itself. So you'll notice sometimes that it'll open, and as you're coming up the stairs, look this way and see if you'll see that happen, because it does happen often. The door will close, and then you'll see it opens, and then as I'm coming up the stairs, the door will close. And down there, just don't step in there, because that does go into the bathroom downstairs. It's like an exit hatch. See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, isn't that a little nuts?
Yeah, that is nice.
It is haunted. 100% haunted, in my opinion. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
here alone makes it worth going. You don't gotta go somewhere. It's just,
No, the history
just the history
is
is fun.
fascinating.
It is.
Now, also, in 1995, we found 2 dead pigeons right there in front of that door. The crazy thing is, Mr. Borden owned pigeons. So, isn't that a little crazy how we found 2 dead pigeons right there? There's a plaque up there on the wall that they placed. Is that crazy?
They show the blood?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know how they got in because we never leave a window open.
Right.
There's never anything left over where a bird can fly in. But it is a little strange. Yes, it is. Now I can take you to the basement if you'd like.
Yep, always.
Okay.
Basement. We got it. Yeah.
I'm going to show you where the hatchet was found.
Okay. So the weapon, the murder weapon was found here, but they say that
It was
they
the
don't know.
one they have, yes,
Okay.
which is not ever to be proven the actual weapon because
Right.
it fit the wounds of the skulls, remember?
Yep.
And there was no blood, nothing on it at all. It was found right here. That's why we leave that there. We put a hatchet there because that was found right here in a box because this was where the wood and the coal and things were kept right here. Yes, so that's where it was found.
How weird, man.
Isn't it crazy?
That huge piece of history.
And also in this basement, you can hear crying, like in the corner a lot, of the woman, Elijah Borden. She was the one that slit her own throat.
Yeah,
With
and
the
is
children.
that in this
In
basement?
here, yes. She's usually in here. You'll hear, if you hear crying, that is her. Yes.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna trace.
Question though.
Yes.
Corey said that if you have a black light, you can see the blood.
Yes. And I do have a black light.
Can you show that?
I can get it. Samantha, can you go upstairs in the first drawer and get me the silver black light, please?
Because I wanted to see that. I was like, I gotta see that for
In
a
the
bit.
first drawer in the kitchen is the silver light.
So do you, on regular tours, do you show the black light off? Or?
No, on the regular, at night tour, the night tours, I'll show
night
you.
tours.
But I don't usually show them. I'll just show them the regular things.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the blood.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's back? Okay.
Yes.
So this is good. This is getting juicy.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Here. And you can see. Come over to where I am. You see all that?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I'll go after you. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, all back there. You can see it all shining.
Can you believe that all these years later, and now you're still seeing the blood?
Yeah, it seeps in the wood and it still stays. Isn't it nuts?
That is nuts. Dude, stop. That's creepy, man. So,
That's how the joint.
For real. Think about this, explorers.
Now,
1892. That blood still shows to this day. I watched some murder cases in the past when they would clean, how they clean them up, and it shows how sometimes they have to drill through the floor and replace the floor because it's now a bio thing and it's a health hazard. Have to.
Great, it's cross time. Okay, may as well pull out the joint and head to my first class for the afternoon. Let's head in here and then head to up here, my boy. My first class for the afternoon is here. Good afternoon, class. Course dismissed. Cool. My second class for the afternoon, it's downstairs. It says my second class should be this place here. Good afternoon, class. Course dismissed. Cool. My last class for the afternoon. Good afternoon, class. Have fun at break. Cool. What's in here? Oh. So this is a gymnasium. Whatever they want to call it. Do they have... No, they don't, so I can't smoke in here. God damn it. Give me a minute, I'll be back. Okay, basketball court there, and yeah. This must be the hall / basketball court. Okay. than offices, I guess. What's in here? Okay, classroom. Who cares? I'm going out for the break. May as well chill here. Chill, smoke some weed, and watch YouTube, I guess.
Remove it. So it just shows you how blood and things will seep through floors, even if you don't think it is. That's insane. I never knew about that. They never told me on a tour before, so that is exclusive, I think. It's rare. I like that.
Was, and she will pick something up on your camera with a picture, if you snap a picture there.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh, why? What's the story on that?
Well, it's said to be, you can see a face, and it looks to be like Mr. Bowden to me.
Okay, well,
Yes.